Hi, this is Rethik, sir, your BTS SME. I'm here to discuss one tricky question or a confusing kind of question from the topic called fertilization and implantation. Okay, so as you can already see, the question on the slide is the ovum receives the sperm in the region of, or like this could be the question. Okay, so question could be the ovum receives the sperm in the region of. So where exactly the ovum is going to receive the sperm first. The next, or the question could also be asked as where does the ovum receive the sperm? So in two way, the question could ask. So we know that the process of fusion of the sperm and ovum is actually called as fertilization. So during this fertilization, what happens? The sperm, they come in contact with the ovum. And later on, what happens? Fertilization happens, everything we know. So by seeing the option, what could be the correct guess? Animal pole could be the correct guess. Why? Because see, when I'm talking about the ovum, right? So ovum, it normally acquires the polarity of two region. So polarity, that is two poles becomes distinct. So at one end of the pole, what you will be seeing is you are going to see the at one end of the cytoplasm is more active when compared to the other end of the cytoplasm region. So one end containing what? The nucleus, which we normally call them as contains the nucleus, while the other end, which is called as vegetal pole, right? So there, what happens? The cytoplasm will be less active. So in the vegetal pole, where the cytoplasm of this vegetal pole will be less active, and in one end where the cytoplasm will be more active, the cytoplasm is more active, it is actually called animal pole. So you can see in the vegetal pole, you will actually see the yolk contained. Only the yolk contained will be seen in the vegetal pole. Whereas in the animal pole, what you'll be seeing, you will also see the nucleus. That is the nucleus from the maternal, that is the mother. So as a result, what happens? So sperm will actually get entered to from which region? Whether it has to be the vegetal pole or animal pole, it has to be through the animal pole itself. So the option will be animal pole. So this is the correct answer. But if the question is asked in this way, okay. So what is the question now? Where does the ovum receive the sperm? Same thing. Ovum receives the sperm in the region of, or where does the ovum receive the sperm? If that is asked, and if they give you this option, animal pole is given, vegetal pole is given, zona pellucida is given, and none of the above is given. So now what will be your take? Is my question mark. What will be your take? So as if to this option, that is, as if to the previous option, so what you got to know is Rithik sir have explained it very correctly. So now it is an animal pole is the exact answer. But what happens if the option has this and we need to understand the question every time? So where exactly the region of ovum will the sperm, where exactly this ovum is going to receive the sperm, from which region? So here we had an options where animal pole was the only option and I understood. Whereas in here, confusion is all about whether it is zona pellucida region or whether it is animal pole region. So that becomes confusing here. Either it is zona pellucida or it is animal pole. It's confusing. So let us move on to the diagram figure. In the figure, you can actually see that the sperm first it gets. So you have, when we see the structure of the ovum, right, surrounding by few of the sperms, or structure of the ovum, the very first outermost layer you will see is corona radiata. Then you will see the zona pellucida region. Then you will see the cytoplasm region where you will see this animal pole and vegetal pole. So now understanding in which region the ovum is first going, the sperm is going, ovum is, that means the sperm is going to encounter which region of this ovum. It will be obviously this corona radiata. So it's TA, corona radiata. And the next region will be the zona pellucida region. And in the textbook, they have explained it very beautifully that these acrosomes, that is in the head region of the sperm, we have acrosomes. So these acrosomes, it helps in the secretion of certain enzymes. And the enzyme's name is not given, but just for your clarity, I'm saying you the so enzymes will be acrosin and hyaluronic. Okay, so these are the enzymes which are being produced by the acrosomes. And what happens? These enzymes, somehow helps the sperm enter into the cytoplasm. So it's cytoplasm of the ovum. Clear. So now what could be the answer? So what is happening? The sperm first encounters the zona pellucida region where acrosome is present. Acrosome is going to release some enzymes. And now based on that, it is those enzymes will help or help this sperm to get enter into this ovum. Clear. So what happens here is in this region, we know that in this region, that is animal pole region, so we will see the nucleus of the mother cell. So what happens once the fusion happens? We know that nowhere sperm, middle piece, tail region, nowhere it is going to enter into the ovum. Rather, only the genetic material that is nucleus is going to enter inside. So as a result, what happens? The nucleus of the ovum as well as the sperm will get fused together and fertilization happen, finally leading to the formation of what? Zygote. So immediate fertilization will not take place. Okay. So both the nucleus, whatever from the maternal as well as from your father, so they get fused and later on the zygote will form. So that is the explanation. So now based on this explanation, one thing we can understand is by seeing that picture, what could be the proper answer now? Zona pellucida, because here they have already mentioned this by seeing exactly when the on what part or the region the sperm is going to encounter. Then obviously our first option will be zona pellucida region. Then the sperm is going to enter into this animal pole region. So here we never had the zona pellucida as an option. So it was very clear that animal pole is a proper answer. Whereas here we have this zona pellucida. So I have to consider this as an option. So these kind of tricky questions normally comes in many exams. Okay. So that's why just the reason is it's not like they want to make you confused or something. It is there in the textbook, but where in hurry burry or sometimes urgency, what we normally do is we neglect this thing. That's why I say you in biology, whenever we are attempting to solve the questions, the very basic thing is concept wise, we need to be very perfect. First thing is we need to understand the concept. Second thing is when you read a question, very immediately we have to note down the keyword. So here, what is the keyword? Ovum receives the sperm. Where does the ovum receives the sperm? So immediately I have to picturize I have to imagine the picture of the ovum. So what will be the part? Now options are given. So which option will come first? In that way, I'll be answering to it. So I felt this question to be tricky because some of you were having doubt and were not clear. I thought texting, or sending messages could not clear your doubt. That's why I made a small video on this.